Welcome back to our NFL betting show. This is our week 2 bets. We skipped out on week 1. We had a wedding to attend to. So congrats to Alex.
Thank
But
you, boys.
we are now back and this have some good luck here with your first picks after
I did go undefeated that weekend, so there was something in there.
there you go. So
You
carry
better
over.
better cool off from here.
Yeah, it's looking like it tonight.
All right. So as always, we'll give you our 3 favorite picks each, including our locks of the week. Each year we've done this show, we have been profitable. You can go check our records and all of our picks on our Instagram page. We post them there after every show. So, who wants to start us off for their first pick?
I'll jump in here.
Go for it.
Yeah. I've got an ugly one, boys. I'm going the under in the Chargers-Panthers game. The line is at 39 right now. It's ugly. It's already a low total, but I think we know what Harbaugh wants to do. He's done it his entire career. It's the ground and pound. They ran it 27 times in their first game, and Herbert did not look great. He was 17 for 26 for only 144 yards. And then on the other side, you got Bryce Young, who I think if the verdict wasn't out on him last year, I think very shortly into his second year, everyone is realizing who Bryce Young is in the NFL.
Go Saints, by the way.
On top of that, the Panthers have scored over 20 points only once in the last 10 games. There's a chance of rain and winds in this game, and yeah, it's a low total, but I just think it's going to be an ugly, ugly game, and I think both teams are going to either try and run the air out of the ball or just not do a whole lot on either side of the offense. So it's going to be one of those, hold on to your hats, low total, but give me the under 39 here.
All right. Who's next?
I think that's just a symptom of not a lot of teams playing in the preseason. Everyone's still a little bit rusty.
That was a pretty rusty first week.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
But you know who's not rusty? Cooper Kupp. My boy is back. And that leads me into my first pick of the season. We're going Rams money line. We're just going to lay the points. I don't need a point and a half. Take a little bit better odds. The Rams are 7-0 the past 3 seasons against the Cardinals. I don't think Marvin Harrison looked very phenomenal in his first game. Looked a little slow out there, getting used to the new NFL game speed. And I don't think he's enough to turn the tides for this Cardinal team, at least yet. So I'm just going to stick with Sean McVay. He's got a brilliant offense out there. Cooper Kupp looks to be back in form. Kyron didn't have an amazing game last week. I think he only put up like 50 yards and a touchdown, but expecting him to be back. Would love to see some more Blake Corum. Not too scared of Puka going down because whoever McVay throws out in that offense seems to find some success. So seems like an easy pick. Going Rams money line.
All right. Well, actually, Corey, you actually go before because my pick kind of carries into your guys' second pick.
Yeah, this we all have the game pulled up, and we just watched Tua just throw a sky ball to a defender for a pick. Which kind of leads me into my next or my first pick here is Sam Darnold gonna be throwing a lot of picks to the 49ers. Taking 49ers -5. I don't understand the sign. I know the Niners are on the road, but we just watched the Niners just absolutely decimate probably one of the better defenses on paper in the Jets. The Jets defensive line is again one of the better ones, and the 49ers were able to run all over them. Now, for the Vikings, on the other hand, they really kind of sold a lot of chips off this year. And in fact that, Daryl Hunter is not there anymore. He's down in Texas. Yeah, CMC is going to be out for a little bit, but obviously Jordan Mason came and filled in the role just fine. You still got George Kittle, still got Ayuk, still got Brock Purdy. Like, they're going to win this game by at least 20. I mean, I don't understand how the Vikings move the ball besides throwing the ball to Justin Jefferson. And I can see that the 49ers can easily scheme him out. So give me the Niners minus the 5. Yeah, take it to the bank.
Sounds like a ladder bet for you, Corey.
It might be. I need to start somewhere.
Put some
So,
respect on Sam Darnold.
absolutely not.
I don't know. I told you guys I'd rather have him than JJ McCarthy, and he was like maybe the best quarterback last week. So he was definitely like based off of how he performed, like top 2, top 3. Him, Baker, and
He was very efficient.
Yeah,
yeah.
against the Giants.
So
but that's besides the point.
All right. My first pick is going to be the Jets minus 3.5. My whole theme of betting week 2, and I do this every year, is you find teams that drastically underperformed week 1, playing against teams that I guess the Titans, they didn't necessarily overperform because they did lose, but they had that lead on the Bears most of the game, and a lot of people kind of remember that. They looked better on offense most of the game. They just kind of blew it towards the end. But so again, like I said, my theme is finding teams that overperformed, playing teams that underperformed, and the Jets definitely fit the bill of underperforming. But at the end of the day, the Jets have one of the best defenses. Aaron Rodgers, it was his first game back in a long time after an Achilles, shaking off some rust. Still had that beautiful pass to Allen Lazard. Will Levis is going to have to throw the ball. That's the Titans' identity this year, is throw the ball, and that is not what you want to do against the Jets. So I get it, they're on the road, but I think the Jets, as long as Aaron Rodgers can shake off some of this rust, the Jets have one of the best teams in the league, in my opinion, and I think getting only 3.5 points against the Titans is a gift. So we're starting it off with Aaron Rodgers here, the Jets.
All right. Well, I'm going to ride you on that. I liked what you were saying about find teams that underperformed week 1 in better matchups. The 49ers are still a wagon. They're probably, a little pissed off they lost that Super Bowl. And now they get a much easier opponent in the Titans that had that Bears defense last week, reminding the city of Chicago what the monsters of Midway were capable of. Lots of turnovers. Will Levis, not a great decision maker as much as he can sling the ball. He's going to make some mistakes. Jets defense, Sauce Gardner, they're not going to let that fly. I think Rodgers bounces back here with another huge game from Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. He's got the playmakers. So get it done, Rodgers. Get that discount double check.
Yeah, I think we might have a full barn here on this bet. I will also be taking the Jets minus 3.5. You guys already laid out all of it. Rodgers, little rusty, but he still looked like Rodgers. The arm talent is clearly still there, dropping it in a bucket to Lazard, to Garrett Wilson. And yeah, they just faced the best team in the NFC week 1. So saw what the Titans did. We saw what Will Levis did against a solid defense in the Bears. I agree. I think the Jets are slightly better than the Bears on defense as well. And the only other wrinkle I'll add here is that, at taping on Thursday night here, can't speak. The amount of bets right now, the amount of tickets is at 24%, but the amount of money is at 71% for the Jets laying the points here. So sharps are already in there hammering the Jets early in the week. So I expect this line to even increase a little if you can grab it now before it gets to that 4.5. Do it.
Yeah, so we're gonna move into my lock of the week, first one of the
Whoa.
year.
Wait, don't
Yeah.
we still have
No. This we're talking about the Jets.
okay.
The Jets are my lock of the week. This is about I think a 10-unit play for me. I think I'm gonna make that.
10 units.
Yeah, I don't understand this line. I mean, PB
week
laid
2,
it out
dude.
on the table. I mean, Harper may not go to college if they lose, but that's okay because we'll bounce back week 3. But I'm very confident here that the Jets just go into Tennessee and absolutely just rickroll them. I don't see how the Titans defense will be able to stand up to this Jets offense. Like PB said, Aaron Rodgers knocking some rust off last week. I mean, he still looked decently well. And fun stats. We're back with these great stats. I got one for you. Is the Jets are 6-2 ATS in their last 8 games against the Tennessee Titans while on the road. So, I mean, you got
A lot
to
of
play the
Aaron
trend.
Rodgers in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Aaron Rodgers. So you got to play that trend. The Tennessee Titans are probably one of the worst teams in the NFL. I don't know how they were able to keep the Bears to only 17 points. But that's, a different story for another time. But yeah, just give me the Jets -3.5. Might move it to 6.5 because I'm crazy, but I'm all over this game.
Another ladder bet.
Honestly, that crazy stat of the week is even more impressive considering none of that was with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's like
It was like
Sam
Zach
Darnold.
Wilson and Joe
Zach-
Flacco.
Yeah.
Might be even Brett Favre in there too.
Whoa.
All right, Corey,
So-
what's your second bet?
Yeah, so I guess I'll just roll right into it. Is going to be the Colts -3 against the Jordan Loveless Packers. I get it. Packers are at home. Playing in Lambeau is difficult, but playing in Lambeau is difficult when it's November, December, January. Obviously Packers played last week against the Eagles. Packers defense looked pretty susceptible to getting just air raided. And the Colts have a great offensive line. Obviously, we saw what Saquon Barkley did. He's able to run all over them. I mean, Colts are very simply built kind of like the Eagles are in terms of their front line being the best of their entire offense. Really good running back. Obviously, the quarterback play is still up in the air. And yes, you can say Anthony Richardson only completed 9 passes. But his percentage, he still was like in the 85 percentile in his according to PFF. So it's the Colts are going to have games where Richardson makes a mistake. But if you go back and look at that interception he had in the red zone, the tight end slipped on the play. So yeah, it took points off the board, but Anthony Richardson still had a very good game. Our defense, okay, yes, our defense would be susceptible to being scored on, but it is Malik Willis playing football. And if we didn't know anything about Malik Willis, he cannot throw the football. So the Colts are pretty safe in terms of not getting beaten on the outside, especially with Juju Brents, our starting corner, going out for at least 4 games at this point in time. So I'm riding with the Colts early. And I got to give it to you. The Colts, they are 8-0 in the last 8 games against NFC North opponents. So come on, it's there. It's right down the table. Take it to the bank. Colts -3.
I'm with you, Corey. I was hoping
Are
you'd
we
break
ever
out in
skipping
a
over
little...
my second pick here?
Go ahead. It's my lock of the week, so I thought
I know,
jump in.
but you did. You skip my second.
Let me
pick.
get my lock in. All right. I'm going to take my horse to the Old Town Road with Corey here. We're riding the Colts. Hey, they hung with the Texans, who I think are Super Bowl contenders this year. They still put up 27 points. And to put up 27 points when, your top 2 receivers are Ashton Doolin and Alec Pierce. We didn't even see
chill
it.
out.
I'm just saying that's not like their main guys.
Ashton Doolin had 1 catch.
He still was number 2 in yards last week. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying you're able to put up 27 points on the Titans, with those sorts of stat lines. Nice explosive offense. That's what I like to see early in the season. They're able to piece some things together. I think they missed some opportunities. Ad Mitchell had a touchdown that he dropped, and
He
I
didn't
think
drop a touchdown. He missed them.
whatever, it was right there. He's got to go get that. He's dropping everything like
he
he did in
completely missed
the
it.
national champion or go to the national championship game. But
You're right.
I
He has to be
digress.
able to fly in order to have success.
anyways,
Going off.
I think the
rails
Colts
there.
can get it done against the Packers. I think the Packers have a pretty solid defense, but Malik Willis is not very good. So, like Corey was saying, Colts secondary is how you beat them and how you beat them good. I'm not too worried about it this week. So I'll take the field goal just in case, but Colts -3.
Tua's NFL career may be done.
Yeah, that didn't look great.
He's good.
I think we'd also be remiss just to not mention that Anthony Richardson throw to Alec Pierce.
Yeah.
What was it, 70+ yards?
I get a 65 air yards basically off of a slip in 1 foot. I mean, how many guys in the league can do that?
One.
Yeah, probably. All right, PB.
All right. My second pick is going to be the Bengals +6 against the Chiefs in Arrowhead. Very tough spot. But if this fits perfectly into what I'm trying to do in week 2, you got the Bengals who just lost to the Patriots, going against the Chiefs who just opened up the year, with the big win against the Ravens. The Bengals have had the Chiefs number. Like Burrow has only 1 loss against them, and I get it. T. Higgins still not playing, but Jamar Chase, he should be like a full go. They said he was gonna be limited last time. He was dealing with like food poisoning. It was just talk about shaking off some rust there. That is what the Bengals did in week 1. The Bengals are too good of a team, in my opinion, to ever to have 6 points. Like, that's crazy to me. There's no team in the league like what team do you think that's at an elite level that on the road should be +6? Like, would you think the Ravens should ever be +6? Do you think and I get it, they lost to the Patriots, but I still consider the Bengals to be an elite team, and Joe Burrow getting +6 points. That's just, I'm always going to take that. So give me Joe Burrow on the road against Patty Mahomes to probably not win this one, but at least cover.
He is
You know what
3
you
at
should
1
also
against-
take, PB, is that full water bottle out of Burrow's hands because he can't even hold that thing up. They're washed. Bengals are done. Quit living
I
in
hope all that
2022.
played into why we're getting +6.
All right. Going into my lock of the week here is a spread that we already covered here at the top here, but it's 49ers -5. Rehashing a little bit of the previous Discord, but the 49ers are still the best team in the NFC. They held Garrett Wilson to 6 for 60 yards, and they're going to give Justin Jefferson the same type of coverage, the same type of treatment. And on top of that, you have now Sam Darnold instead of Aaron Rodgers. Sam Darnold was with the 49ers last year as well, so Shanahan knows him. That defense knows him. They were going up against him in practice, running reps against them. The 49ers held a much better offense in the Jets to 19 points and put up 32 points on a much better defense. They also might get CMC back. He says he's going to play, but even if he doesn't, Jordan Mason showed that he can be the guy. I mean, he put up like 150 yards in his first career game. So even if CMC doesn't go, I'm not worried about this line. I'm not worried about the Niners covering it. It should be well more than a touchdown, like Corey said, maybe 20 points, maybe even more. Might have to be a ladder bet on the lock train. So yeah, lock it in, 49ers -5.
All right, now I get to my lock of the week, and that is the Packers +3. So we are riding against Corey and Nick over here. I get it, Jordan Love is out, but this is still a very unproven Colts team, a very unproven quarterback in Anthony Richardson. I get it. Like, I've been higher on anyone than Anthony Richardson for what his potential upside is, and he shows flashes of that all the time, even with that one of the most insane passes I've ever seen to Alec Pierce. But again, yeah, he only had 9 completions. To me, he still has to go into Lambeau Field and beat this Packers team, which I get Malik Willis is at the helm, but I think it's going to be a very slow paced game. I actually like the under. It's like 40.5. So I think it's a very slow paced game. I think there's a lot of running from both quarterbacks, both running backs, and I just don't see a way in which Anthony Richardson can just drastically pull ahead of the Packers and easily win on the road here. So to me, getting the Packers at +3 in an overreaction, not only to, the Colts looking better than expected, maybe against a Texans team. And then, the Packers lose to the Eagles and they lose Jordan Love. So I think people are double counting all of this. And Packers +3 to me is the best bet of the week. So I'm all over this spot here. Won't be surprised if the Packers win this at all, even with Malik Willis.
Okay. I mean, they have to throw the ball to win. And I don't know if you remember watching that
Yeah, but
Thursday Night
the thing
Football,
is,
Malik
Malik
Willis.
Willis has so many like playmakers at his helm. Like he can just get the ball out. Like Matt LaFleur is going to have a plan for him, and again, he can still run the ball potentially better than Anthony Richardson. He's one of the most electric runners of the football at the quarterback position in the
We got to
entire
end this.
league. Am I wrong? You just wait till Sunday. Like
I
I don't know
will.
how many Sundays we're gonna get to see, and you lose your cornerback. Like your defense isn't great at all. Like I think
We have one of the
Colts-
best defensive lines in entire NFL.
Yeah, but your secondary, like these
It's Malik Willis. He's got to throw the ball.
Packers second or the Malik Willis with the receivers he has can take advantage of this awful Colts secondary.
All right, we'll see.
We will. All right. I think that will do it for our first. We already had some heavy agreements, heavy disagreements. We'll see how things shake out. So that'll do it for this episode. We'll be back. We're gonna have a different format. We're not doing DFS this year, but we want to add like a fantasy show of some sort, doing like rankings of players each week as each week goes on, maybe some trade targets for fantasy redraft. So stay tuned and we will see you next time.